Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, one and all, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert, and it is... You feel that excitement?
Oh, my God.
You know what that's about.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big night because today was the Georgia Senate runoff between Democratic Senator and man listening to his daughter explain the difference between Love Island and Love is Blind, Raphael Warnock, and Republican challenger and self-aware cinderblock Herschel Walker. Voters were out at the polls all day, and at 11:35 Eastern Time, with 0% of precincts reporting, because we taped the show at 5:30, The Late Show is ready to project that Herschel Walker does not belong in the Senate. No. Listen, we can project. We can declare. The U.S. Senate is no place for people whose brains don't work because of football injuries. It's a place for people whose brains don't work because they're 1,000 years old. One thing we do know about today's election is that thanks to record-breaking early voting, experts believe that Senator Warnock went into Election Day with about an 8-point lead, okay? But keep in mind, that's good. It's not like Herschel didn't try. He spent years fathering as many voters as possible. Really. Working the polls. Both candidates have been out making their final push. This weekend, the Warnock campaign appealed to voters with a laser light drone show. It's a great way to get out the vote for Homer Simpson. It's been a tough campaign for Herschel Walker because he keeps getting derailed by comments made by his mouth. Today, folks are talking about this speech he made back in 2019.
Y'all have kids. Everybody have kids, I hope.
And if you don't have any, come see me after. I'll take care of that. Got an excellent batting average. Batter up. I'm sorry, I interrupted. You were doing brain ballet?
You have kids that they love to watch all these shows, and you have to sit there and watch them with them and stuff, and sooner or later, you get when you like the shows, but they don't like them no more, and now you have to watch them by yourself, and you feel like a dirty old man. Like, I had to rent the neighbor's kid to go see Jungle Book like a year ago, because my son didn't want to go with me to see Jungle Book, and I don't want to look like a weird guy in this theater watching Jungle Book.
Yeah. You don't want to look like a weird guy watching Jungle Book alone. You want to look like a normal guy sharing Junior Mints with the child you rented. Whoever wins, get the extra insurance. Get the extra insurance. Whoever wins, they'll be headed to the U.S. Capitol, where today, heroic police officers who defended Congress on January 6th and their families were honored with a Congressional Gold Medal ceremony. It is, yes, it's well-deserved. It's well-deserved. They confronted a mob hell-bent on destroying our system of government, risked their lives defending democracy in the halls of Congress, and put up with a lot of something I can't say on CBS. Madam Speaker?
The poo-poo.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam. Now, members of both parties were there for the ceremony, but family members of fallen Capitol Police Officer Brian Sitnick did not appreciate the Republicans in attendance. So when it came time for the receiving line, those family members would not shake hands with Mitch McConnell or Kevin McCarthy. Damn. That is... When asked why they wouldn't shake the Republican leader's hands, Sitnick's mother said, "They're just two-faced. I'm just tired of them standing there and saying how wonderful the Capitol Police is, and then they turn around and go down to Mar-a-Lago and kiss his ring." And by ring, of course, she means his, how do I put this delicately, butthole. Speaking of which, it was a very bad day for former President the Manchurian Cantaloupe. You know how it seems like that guy keeps breaking the law with no actual consequences? Well, the con is facing some quences. Because earlier today, a jury in New York found 2 of the former president's companies guilty of all 17 counts of tax fraud and other crimes. Is it raining? Is it raining? Oh, Santa, you got my letter. I have never been more excited to talk about complex financial crimes. What happened was, top execs in the organization got around paying their fair share of taxes through a series of schemes that included off-the-books perks like luxury cars and free apartments, because nothing makes you look less guilty than giving all of your execs a getaway car and a hideout. The bad news is the former president himself isn't personally charged for now. But court watchers say this case may lay the groundwork for the district attorney's office to intensify its wider criminal investigation into the former president's business practices and hush money paid to a porn star. And hopefully that will lead to the sexiest movie ever, Donald Does Time. There you go. It took a while.
And then we got work the work.
It took a while.
Work the walk.
I know it when I see it. Thank you. Former president's biggest rival for the GOP nomination is recently re-elected Florida governor and caveman at his TED Talk explaining, some ants good for eat, other ants make bite on face. Ron DeSantis. In an effort to raise some cash heading into his second term, DeSantis is offering VIP access to his inauguration starting at $50,000. But if you're a real big spender, donors who give $1 million will join DeSantis at a candlelight dinner the night before the inauguration. Of course, it is not easy to be at a candlelight dinner with Ron DeSantis because you have to keep explaining, fire friend. No woke. No woke. Fire make gay. Other donor benefits include joining the First Lady of Florida at something called a Toast to 1 Million Mamas. That's weird. I thought a Toast to 1 Million Mamas was the campaign slogan for Herschel Walker. There you go. Wow, you're an easily whipped up mob. I like it. Like most weeks, it's been a rough week for disgraced New York mayor and fugitive posing as a member of the Chuck E. Cheese band, Rudy Giuliani. Rudy is currently in hot water with the D.C. bar because he helped the former president try to overthrow the 2020 election, which is, to use a technical legal term, illegal. So the D.C. bar is holding hearings to determine whether they should suspend Giuliani's D.C. law license or go for disembarment. Well, disembarment's no problem for Rudy. If he can't get into a bar, he'll drink in the parking lot. Happily. Can always count on you.
You know what I mean?
Can always count on you. Yesterday's hearing gave Rudy an opportunity to do some very Rudy stuff. Take a look at this moment right after the chairperson announced a lunch break.
Thank you.
Okay.
You know I have 2 watches on.
Oh. May seem weird, but of course he wears 2 watches. That way it's twice as likely to be 5 o'clock somewhere. 8 a.m. 8 a.m., that's a little too early for Cabernet, or is it? Cheers to you, Broken Casio. We got a great show for you tonight. I'm taking you to the top of the world to visit the Space Force. Stick around.